If you're like me who's an experienced content creator or someone who does freelance videography or beginner with plenty of experience looking for an upgrade in their camera gear, this video might be for you. These gears are not for beginners. I've been making content since 2017. So it's been 7 years already. These are not the best and most expensive gears in the market, but these gears definitely fit my current work situation. Something that doesn't really break the bank but is packed with features, functionality, and great image quality. So without further ado, let's jump into the main video. Let's start with my main gear. This is the Sony FX30 APS-C side sensored camera. I've been using this for almost 2 years. Already been to a lot of places from Taiwan, Japan, Hong Kong, Thailand, and different areas of the Philippines. I have only 2 complaints with it. Number 1 is its low light limitation. So its base ISO is 800 and 2500, and sometimes when it's really dark and you have very limited light source. For example, when we hike Bremer Hill in Hong Kong at night and our only light source is the moon, you'll really struggle. Number 2, its weight. When you're traveling, you just want it to carry as light as possible. And when this is your gear, after 2 to 3 days of carrying this on a sling bag, your shoulder will start hurting and just makes the trip less enjoyable. Those 2 are the only cons I have with this, and now let's discuss the things I love about this camera. I'll just be practical and less technical when it comes to my approach, but number 1 is skin tones. I love the glow and color of people's skin, especially in daylight. Number 2, you can easily recover overexposed clips in post. Number 3, it's super easy to use. Before this camera, I was using the Canon M50 and the jump from Canon to Sony isn't really hard. Number 4, color grading. When we were in Palawan before I bought this camera, I got to test some clips from the Sony a7S III, and the S-Log footage from it was so convenient to color grade, and that sold me to buy this camera. When it comes to lenses, I mainly use 3 lenses. First is this 11 to 20 f2.8 Tamron. I mainly use this for vlogging and wide shots. Second is this 18 to 50 f2.8 Sigma, mainly for detailed shots and tighter shots. Lastly, my favorite lens but the lens I use the least is the Sigma 18 to 35 f1.8. If I want that shallow depth of field and creamy bokeh, this is the lens I am using. The image that comes out of this lens is the most beautiful out of the lens I have. But the reason I use this the least is because it's so freaking heavy that it takes away the joy of taking videos. Second gear I use the most is my action camera. This is the DJI Action 4. The only reason why I upgraded to this is because of its capability to shoot vlog 10-bit footage. Other than that, it's just the same as its predecessor. I like using it to take creative shots just because it's small and I could easily rig it using a friction arm. I rarely go to the beach, but when I do, it's really handy knowing that it is waterproof up to a certain degree. Third gear I wanted to talk about is my drone. This is the DJI Mini 4 Pro. Before this, I was using the Mini 2. Main reason why I upgraded to this is the same for my action camera. It just shoots vlog 10-bit footage. Other than that, having a dedicated RC with screen makes life so much easier, and not connecting my phone to my RC anymore. The range is incredible, but honestly, you don't need that much range. 1 to 2 kilometers away is enough. Next gear I wanted to talk about is my light. This is the Amaran 60D. There's a lot of options now, but this one just gets the job done. What I appreciate about having my own light source now is just I don't need to depend on the sun anymore. Before, right, I can only shoot during the afternoons when the sun is facing our window from 1 to 3 p.m. It is the optimal time I can shoot these vlogs at home. When it's cloudy or rainy, it messed up my lighting before. So I really appreciate this one. Quick rundown of the audio gear I use. And then this is the accessories I usually use. Done sharing most of the relevant camera gears that I usually use today. I assume that if you're watching this, you're into content creation, whether you're a beginner or you have a bit of experience but not on the production level yet, just like me. I wanted to end this video by telling you a little bit of my own journey. I started getting into content creation around 2016, 2017-ish. At first, I was just borrowing cameras from my friends until it made sense for me to buy my own gear and upgrade. The point I'm trying to make is that gear is important up to a certain point, but after that, it's all about your ideas and creativity. A few months ago, I hit a creative rut. I just didn't have the motivation or inspiration to make videos. It felt like I didn't have anything important or relevant to say. And what's the point of making these videos if you don't have anything important to say, right? During that time, I really questioned myself, like, what's the point of having all these gears if you don't have any content ideas? But just like most things in life, it takes one small step. For me, making short form content followed by another until I got the momentum to write, shoot, and edit these YouTube videos again. Case in point, gears help you make better content, but they're not magic wands. They can't make your ideas come to life on their own. Without any good ideas, they're pretty much useless. I don't know if that makes any sense, but that's how I see it. I'm out. See you in the next video.